So the first tip you can use when you're approaching your chord 6 is by using what we call the 7-3-6 passing chord progression. So it sounds something like this in the key of C major. Seven, 3, and 6. Okay, so let me show you some examples of worship song we can use this in. Then I break down the individual chords before we move to other tips. So for example, look at it in the song "You're My All in All." So the key part we're emphasizing is this: you are my strength when I am weak. Okay, you are my strength. 7 when I am 3 weak. 6. Okay, so 7, 3, 6. Look at it in the song as there. So the key part we're emphasizing is this: as the deer. 7 and 8. Okay, 3 and then 6. Okay, so in a nutshell, 7, 3, 6. Okay, so let me break down the individual chords for you in this passing chord progression. Then we'll move to other tips. In simple terms, this is the 7th chord in the key of C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which is B diminished chord. Okay, the 6th chord is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is this, and the 3rd chord is 1, 2, 3. Okay, so you can voice each of these chords whichever way you like, but this is where I like playing my 7th chord. Okay, this is where I like voicing my 7th chord. Okay, and my 3, I like playing it like this. Okay, and my 6, which is this. Okay, so 7, 3, 6. Okay, so this is something you want to try out when you're approaching your chord 6 in most worship songs. Just go to the 7, 3, and 6. Okay, so most times you play it on the 3rd and 4th beats in a bar. Okay, so for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, see that? So the 3rd and 4th beats is where you're going to insert the 7 and the 3rd chord. Okay, which leads to the 6th chord. So 1, 2, 3, 4 before you get to the 6. Okay, so the next way you can use to approach your chord 6 in worship songs is just by using what we call the 7 to the 6 walk down. Okay, so this will mostly work best if you're kind of moving from the right side of the piano to the left side. That is, you are descending, moving in this direction. So before you land on this chord 6, you can just use the 7th chord to pass through to get to the 6th chord. So it sounds something like this. Maybe you're on the 1 and you want to get to your 6th chord, which is this. You can just pass through the 7, which is this. Okay, so it's going to be like this: 1, 7, 6. Okay, 1, 7, 6. Okay, so let's see how this works in a worship song so that you have better understanding. So let's pick a song. Let's say "I'm the Lord that healeth thee" by Don Moen. I am the Lord that healeth thee. I am the Lord. So the key part we're emphasizing is this: I am the Lord. 7, 6. Okay, start from 1, then we pass through the 7 before we get to the 6. Let's pick another song. Let's say "Goodness of God" by Sis Winans. I love you, Lord, for your love never fails me. Yeah. Okay, so the key part is pam pam pam. Okay, pararam. Okay, so this part 1, then we're going to the 6, we pass with the 7, pam pam pam. Okay, I don't really know the lyrics, so forgive me. So 1, 7, 6. Okay, pam pam pam. simple terms, in the key of C, the chord 7 is this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which is this, okay? So we're using this to pass with 6, but you can voice it whichever way you like. Sometimes I choose to play the 7 like this, okay? Okay, sometimes maybe like this, okay, whichever way you like. So 1, 7, 6, okay? So the next way you can use to approach your chord 6 in worship songs is by using this chromatic passing chord. That is the diminished chord of the flat 6 tone in the key of C, leading to the chord 6. Okay, so this is it. Okay, so we're playing the diminished chord of this to get to the 6. So this, okay, so you can see the diminished or the full diminished 7, whichever way you want to play it, leading to the 6. Okay, so let's see how this works in the song My Life Is in Your Hands by Kirk Franklin. Something like this. That is the chorus. With Jesus I can make it. With him I know I can stand. You see that? No matter what may come my way. So the key part we're emphasizing is this. With him I know I can stand. Okay, that is with him I know. This chord. Okay, leading to the 6. Okay, see that is beautiful. Look at it in another song. He has made me glad. He has made me glad. I am so glad. I will rejoice for he has made me glad. Okay, I am so glad. So this is the key part we're emphasizing. I am so, okay, glad. Okay. So this will mostly work best when you are moving from like the left side of the piano to the right side of the piano. You can just play this to get to the 6. Okay, so let me show you the chords. It's very simple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the key of C. So when you flat this 6th tone, that is, reduce it by a semitone towards the left, you get this. Okay, then you build a diminished chord on this tone. So to build diminished chord, remember, it's very simple. We're going to take this tone, that is A flat, as our roots. Okay, then we're going to add 1, 2, 3, that is a minor third. Then we keep adding minor thirds, that is 1, 2, 3 again. Okay, so this is your diminished chord. Then we can even keep adding minor thirds to it, keep extending it. Okay, okay, whichever way you want. But this is the chord you want to play when you're heading to the 6th chord. Okay. So the next way you can use to approach your chord 6 in worship songs is by using this passing note. That is, okay, you see that? That is 6, 7, 1, or you can say 3, 6, 7, 1. Okay, you see that? Or you can say, okay, okay. So let's see how this sounds in a worship song. Let's say Omema by Chadlamore. So let me show you without adding it and then with adding it so that you see the difference and understand better. So without adding it, it's going to be like this. Omema, you're always on time. You can do no wrong. Omema, pam, pa, 6, 4, 1. You're always on time. Okay. So when we are going to the 6 now, we're going to be adding it. Okay. You see that? You see that? Very beautiful way of heading to the 6. You see that? Okay. So remember the key part when you're heading to your 6, you can just play this. Okay. Also look at it in the song Wonderful Merciful Savior by Selah. So without adding it, it's going to be like this. That is the chorus. You are the one that we praise. You are the one we adore. Okay, so now let's start adding it. 5, you see that? You see that? 4, you see that? Okay, it's very beautiful way of adding to the 6, just 6, 6, 7, and 1 passing notes. Okay, all right, guys. So these are just some creative ideas of how you can upload the Chord-6 in worship songs. And if you find value in any form, do it to like the video, subscribe to the channel for more videos like this, and we'll see you in our next video.